Hey everyone, I'm Janelle. Welcome to my channel. So I posted a video like not too long ago, probably an hour or so ago on TikTok, mainly because more people are active on there, but I basically asked for people to send in book related questions, and I was looking through the questions and there are a lot of really good ones in there, so I'm excited to answer these. I wanted to ask these initially on like my story and do a little like question sticker. I feel like more people are active on TikTok, but I do want to be more active on Instagram, especially because I'll have more time now. Post more like everyday life stuff, book stuff obviously. It's also Reader Girlfriend, like my TikTok, and it's in the description down below. Okay, now that we're done with that, that was really uncomfortable for me to do, let's answer these questions. I'm really interested. The first question, I like this question. If you could spend the day living the life of a main character from any book, who would it be? And I'm pretty certain about this one. I could have chosen any other character, but I feel like I would really enjoy living my life as Willow Hale from the Addicted / like Calloway Sisters universe and series. Partly because she got to live that like suburban normal upbringing as like a child, and then when she was like an adolescent going into like young adulthood and like becoming an adult. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't like read her storyline yet, but basically like she's related to famous people, but I like the fact that she's known and she's like well known, but it's not like a flood of media attention in the books compared to the kind that the other characters in the books are getting. Also the fact being that she's like kind of overlooked as like a character. I feel like she's very complex in a bunch of different ways. She's a wallflower and yeah, she's like a nerd, but I think they wrote her well in the sense that it's like she doesn't come off as like a pick-me, like I'm not like other girls, like I read comics and stuff. She kind of just owns it, and her love for Tumblr, and just like owns her clumsiness. I'm very different from how I was when I first read her story, but I did feel like some sort of connection. She is a comfort character, and I want to tap into that in like a separate video about just like comfort characters in general. And then I would say the other reason is because I am in love with her boyfriend. Garrison Abbey can call me anytime. Any time of the day. He was literally, the authors wrote him to mimic like Jess Mariano from Gilmore Girls. If you haven't watched Gilmore Girls and are not Team Jess, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how much more I could convince you to like Garrison Abbey when there's that. That's just, I think that says enough. His character, he plays The Sims. He loves Arctic monkeys, Interpol. I don't listen to them, but you know, I could change. He could change me. Usually I say I can change him, he can change me. No, I love both of them equally. There's the fact that Garrison keeps saying, my girl this, my girl that. No, Willow is my girl. And let's just end the discussion there. All of those reasons and the fact that she's with Garrison kind of make up why I would want to be Willow Hale. So I guess that's the answer. Next question is thoughts on pregnancy tropes and age gap tropes. Okay, so pregnancy trope, I feel like it really depends on when it's done. I'd rather it be done 3/4 of the way into the book rather than like one night stand, oh she gets pregnant, and then that's the kind I hate, accidental pregnancy, and it's like the whole plot of the book. I can't do that. But if it's like later on in the book, I don't mind it. Depending on how the writing is, that's really where it lies. I don't have a problem with it, I just don't prefer to read it. However, I will read single parent trope over pregnancy trope any day. Age gap trope, I feel like isn't something I'm super uncomfy with. The last age gap I read was The Confidence of Wildflowers by Michaelius Smeltzer. I really enjoyed that one. The second book, I think I like DNF'd it. I feel like age gap is definitely something that is a guilty pleasure trope for me. It's not something I would say is like, oh, it's my favorite trope. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would be a little concerned if age gap is your favorite trope. I very much am a mood reader, so sometimes I'll get in moods where it's like, I want to read a student-teacher book. Don't judge me. Everyone that's watching this and you have read an age gap, I know you have felt that way, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear anything about it. Let's see. If you can meet any author, who would it be? Not including Jenny Han, lol. Technically I have met Jenny Han. Not like the biggest Colleen Hoover book fan, but I am a Colleen Hoover fan. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think she's hilarious. I think she's so funny, and I would honestly just want to meet her. Like, yeah, her books are good, but I want to meet her. Like, her personality online is just so enjoyable and entertaining, so honestly, yeah, Colleen Hoover. What is your favorite rom-com book? I don't know, like, oh, honestly, actually, no, I lied. My favorite rom-com book is You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogle. I was putting off reading that for so long, and then one day I finally just decided to pick it up. It is the fastest read, but it's so cute and so funny, and it's enemies to lovers, but like they're engaged, but they don't like each other, so they're trying to like see who will break off the engagement before the wedding first. They pull a bunch of pranks and stuff, and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute, especially seeing them like create their bond back again and like realizing why they fell in love with each other. It was just so adorable and thoroughly enjoyable, so I really recommend that book. I would say that's my favorite rom-com because I don't really read rom-coms. What is the type of love interest you usually love? Sarcastic boyfriend. There, I said it, sarcastic boyfriend. But in the sense that like, yes, I guess a lot of people, I posted a TikTok where I was talking about how sarcastic boyfriend like beats broody boyfriend. So people were saying like Team Jeremiah and like Jameson Hawthorne from the Inheritance games. I was specifically talking about Jameson, not that Jeremiah isn't like sarcastic, but I feel like sarcastic boyfriend that can be like playful and flirty but then has like an edge to him. But I think there's like a good meeting in the middle point where it's like they're broody but they're like sarcastic, and it's just like they're kind of standoffish, but they'll be like, oh, like you are so dumb, blah blah blah. That's the kind of, that's what I like. What's my favorite The Summer I Turned Pretty moment? Favorite scene in The Summer I Turned Pretty? Honestly, I think like it's a flashback. The chills I had reading it for the first time because it was so vivid to me and the way that it was being described. Jenny Han, I will stand by the fact that she is so good at depicting like how teenage girls feel and how it feels to like grow up and how everything feels so dramatic. Even if it's the most minor thing, it feels like it's earth-shattering in that moment. In the first book, where it's like at the very beginning and it talks about how Belly got Junior Mint, the polar bear that Conrad wins her, and she thinks that he's inviting her to go to the boardwalk because he's like interested in her. Obviously Belly has been pining after him for so long and she continues to do so, but then she realizes that he only wanted to go because there's this girl that he thinks is cute, and it kind of like breaks her heart. And I feel like every single time that I read that, it kind of like makes my heart drop. As a teenage girl, there are definitely moments where, like I said, it feels like the world is ending, kind of feels like everything is zoning in. So I think that's a moment that really like connected to me, and that's why it's one of my favorite moments. Kind of an odd one. Favorite book trope. I have said this before, best friends to lovers, because it's so versatile. I don't care what you say. It can be used in like whatever sense that you want it to be, not in the strictest sense of the word where it's like, oh, they've been best friends and now they're lovers. They could be like strangers to best friends to lovers, or they could be, one of my personal favorites is childhood best friends to enemies to lovers. I love that one so much. Do you like the Bad Reputation or the Addicted series more? Can I just like not answer that? Because I love both equally. Here's the thing. Gillo, one of my top couples ever in reading, like in all the books that I've read. However, obviously the Addicted series is longer. There was such an emotional hit with me reading Lily and Lo's journey and just seeing how far that they've gone. It left me in shambles. It left me in a wreck. It left me speechless, and to the point where I cannot, to this day, I'm still trying to finish Fuel to Fire because of the hangover that I'm suffering from. I would say Addicted series, but then also because of the Addicted series, we got the Bad Reputation duet. So we'll put it that way. I love both equally, but it's just the Addicted series had more of an impact on me. Bad Reputation had more of a connection with me. I think they both bring different things to the table. If you could have dinner with a character, which one would it be? This is hard. Dinner with any character. I feel like Jasmine Santos from Luke Called with Love. My Filipino queen. I love her so much. Another comfort character, but I think that we would just click. I think we would be very sarcastic together. That's the reason why she's one of my comfort characters. I see a lot of myself in her, not just being like the youngest. I think she would be very sarcastic and we would make like mean banter jokes to each other, but just like not get hurt. It's just like, that's the way we roll. So probably her. Have you read any Lauren Asher books? If not, do you plan to or heard of some of them? I have the Dirty Air series up there. Two of them, one of my best friends, I love her. She lives in New Zealand. Shout out Jazz. She got the last two for me for my birthday. It was the sweetest thing ever, but I read the first two books and I absolutely loved them, and I just had yet to like buy the other two, so I'm planning on reading them. I need to. I would see Lauren Asher's TikToks when she was promoting them and I was really curious about it, but once I read it, I really understood the hype. I do want to read The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions. Those ones are also on my TBR. It's just a matter of when I buy them. But I really like Lauren Asher's writing. I feel like I like the way that it flows and the pacing of it. It just feels like a very good new adult book to me. If you could live any trope, what would it be? Okay, best friends to lovers is very doable. I would academic rivals to lovers. Academic rivals to lovers. Oh my gosh. I'm not the type to participate in class because I get embarrassed if I get an answer wrong. It's like not something that would be very realistic for me. Imagine just like feuding and just having this like low level, not hatred, but it's just like you're competing with each other. I am a very competitive person, but I wouldn't be like academically, because I kind of just like accept my defeat. I'm just like, yeah, they're probably right. Like when I'm the type of person that when I answer a question, I'm like, but I don't know, it's probably wrong. Academic rivals to lovers, the tension between characters is insane, and I would probably love to live that. Or on the same level, I would want a love triangle, because I don't know why Belly and like all of these characters that are in the middle of a love triangle are like, who do I choose? Like, yeah, I get that part, but it's like 2 guys are fighting over you, girl. I can't even get 1 guy to look my way. Let's talk about that. Actually, let's not talk about that. That's kind of sad. Love triangle, I think the drama with that, I think it would be kind of fun. But then also, I don't know if it's just because, I don't know if this is a trope, and I don't know just because it's like the season is coming up, but just summer romance, I don't know if that's considered a trope, but I would really love like a summer fling. That's so cute. Thoughts on books mentioning TikTok? I cannot do it, guys. I cannot do it for the life of me. Specifically stating this, not that I don't love her books. Her books, I love them. But Monica Murphy books. The Callahan like series, I need to get along with reading that, because my friend that I mentioned, Jazz, she was like, you have to read it, like I think you would like these books, and I will get along to reading it when I have the time. I tried reading one of them out of order because they are technically standalones, and when I was reading it, I was enjoying the plot, but then they brought up the fact that, one, she was scrolling through TikTok, and I was like, okay, well, it's the modern day, it's they're with the times, you know? And then I just couldn't handle the fact that there was a literal sentence that said, she snapped me last night. So those are all the questions that I saw, which means this concludes the video. These are really good questions. Like, I had to think about a lot of these. I was really intrigued, and I definitely want to do this again. And I just love hearing like feedback from you guys and like what you guys want to see. So I want to post more of those like question bubbles on Instagram, which again, I want to be more active on there. So if you don't already follow me, it's @ReaderGirlfriend, like my TikTok, and it's also linked down in the description below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!